Hello everybody, my name is Tommy. I'm a mask and puppet maker, and today I will show you how to make your very own Freddy Fazbear mask. I'm also going to show you how to make Golden Freddy. So enjoy the tutorial, everybody. For this tutorial, you will need a head base. If you do not have a head base, click on the link in the description below to learn how to make a simple head base. So first thing you want to do is you want to make the muzzle. So your muzzle should look like this. These things are extremely hot. Wear gloves to protect yourself from burns. So here's the muzzle. Looks like the shape of a giant peanut, I guess, or an eggplant. I don't know, however you want to describe it. But yeah, so this is going to be Freddy's muzzle. We're going to attach it to here. I'm just going to glue this on because it's not quite attached. Okay, so in the next step, we want to make the nose. So to make the nose, make a sheet of newspaper and crumble it into a small ball. About that size. Make it flat, tape it up. Now you kind of want to make it into kind of a shape of a triangle. So, take some scissors. Let's do that. There. Now you want to glue this on to here. So remember your gloves because this glue is very hot. Okay, so with a Sharpie, I drew one of the eyes on. Now I'm going to do a little trick here. So once you draw on the eye and you like the shape of the eye and you're happy with how big it is, we're going to cut this out. Just a reminder, these knives are extremely sharp, okay? So get an adult to help you with it if you're not familiar with it or you have no experience using knives, okay? Always cut away from yourself, please. And we just cut out one eye. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to flip it over and trace around it so that they both look exactly the same. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to make the eyebrows. So draw on the eyebrows. And then we will need to make the ears at the same time. So draw some large circles. You need to draw two large circles. You need to draw two eyebrows. This is what the eyebrows will look like. So we're going to draw them. We're going to draw the ears. Now cut them out. Yeah, that's good. They're both about the same size. And then they're going to go... I'm just going to round these off just a little bit. There. Just to kind of round them off. Okay, now I'm going to cut out this circle next, and I'm going to trace around it, and we're going to give ourselves two ears. Okay. The ears go right there. Good. So now we're going to glue on the eyebrows. You will want to make some connectors so that we can attach the ears to the head. It's already starting to look like Freddy right now at this point. Okay, so you're going to want to take two of these rectangles and you want to just glue them at the edge, right at the end of these circles here. We're going to do that. Okay. Alright, so the first thing, to make Freddy's top hat, you will need to take a long rectangular strip of cardboard. And you want to roll with the direction of the grain, not against it, because it's going to be a lot easier. So, the grain is going this way. Or the corrugation is going that way, however you want to say it. Now you want to tape that together. Now what you will need to do is you need to make some more cutouts. So you need to trace over the top hat. And now you will want to make one a little bit larger than this. And now you'll want to cut out the middle. Get an adult to help you with this if you are having a problem, but this isn't a hard job. So right now, you should have a ring, you should have a round tube, and a circular cutout. So first, you want to glue the circular cutout on top. This is the top, it's going to be the top of the hat. Just make sure it's dry before you move on to the next step. And the last step is to glue this right on top of here. So just turn over the top hat where you have the hollow side, so it should look like a cup. And then you want to glue the ring just on top and then center if you can. But it's going to be a lot easier if you do it this way rather than this way. So just glue a ring around. Just glue all around the edge of the ring like so. Put a heavy object on top of it while it dries. So I'm going to put those two on top, let it dry, and then you have yourself a top hat. And then we are just about ready to finish off Freddy. We just need to detail the ears, we need to make the bottom jaw, and we're ready to put all the paper-mâché on it. And we will be ready to paint. So he's getting pretty close, everybody. Now what you want to do, you want to detail the ears. You're going to take some newspaper and just wrap it around the edge of the ears, just like this. Okay, we just about have everything done. Now we just need to make the bottom jaw. The shape of the bottom jaw should be the same as the bottom of Freddy's muzzle. There! And there's your bottom jaw. So that's it. That's all the detailing that you need to do. Alright, so the next thing you need to do now is cover everything in paper-mâché. So you will need to mix 1 part white glue and 1 part water. Mix it together and use that as your glue mixture. Once you have mixed your solution in your container, brush on the surface area. And then put tissue paper over on top. In this case, I'm using toilet paper because it works really good and it's very cheap. Like this. Brush it again. And put another layer on top. Brush it again. Keep doing this until you have it completely covered and have at least 3 or 4 layers on. Okay, let's do it. This is for Freddy. Okay, what you want to do now is take the bottom jaw and you want to carve a bit of a depression on here. So just gives it a bit of a mouth. So more realistic looking mouth. We're going to cut along there. And now take your cutout and just push it in. And you get a nice flat little pit. Now we're just going to cover all that up. You need to cut a line just right from the nose, right across the middle of the muzzle. Push it in, just a little bit, not far. Now what you need to do is you need to cut a slit on the side of the head. Then you put the ear in. The ear attached, put some glue. Just make sure you're wearing gloves so you don't burn yourself. Alright, it's time to start painting, everybody. So we are going to need some brown. We're also going to need a brush. Got that. I'll need a smaller brush for detailing. Got that. And we're also going to need some white because we're going to have to mix the brown, and we're also going to need some yellow because we need to mix the brown and yellow together to get a lighter color for the muzzle. Then of course we'll need black and silver. Okay, so now you need to cut some tiny little rectangles. Now you want to glue them on to Freddy's jaw. I want to attach the elastic so we can have a moving jaw, a match with the moving jaw. I'm using a polyester stretchy fabric. So it's elastic polyester. Cut a strip of cardboard. And we're going to glue it onto the bottom jaw. You're going to glue the elastic on. And you're going to glue another strip on top to hold it. While that's drying, I'm going to touch up the teeth. And now you want to fit on the bottom jaw. Don't make it too tight because you want to be able to breathe. It's important not to let this constrict with your breathing, so just make sure. So this is the ideal fit, so trim that there. Right about there. So I'm going to glue this band on top. And while that's drying, I'm going to cover this up with paint. And to glue this on top of here, this band, just like that, kind of like a sandwich. So I'm gonna put this weight on top. I'm gonna let that dry, and our mask is done. I'm gonna do the same thing for Golden Freddy. All right. So in order to wear the mask, just be very careful when you're taking this off because it can snap on your face. So you gotta use two hands. So you got the bottom jaw on, and now you put on Freddy. Okay, now let's make Golden Freddy. So it's very much the same process of making Freddy, but we're just going to be using gold paint. If you don't want the hat to be blue, you can also paint it black instead. I kind of prefer it to be black, but I've seen some variations of Golden Freddy with the blue hat. So now we know how to make Freddy Fazbear and Golden Freddy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now go make yourself a puppet friend.